everyone. Good to see you guys. I think some of you were traveling, and this is the first time I think I'm seeing most of you. Let me just update the attendance again. So, okay, thank you so much. Okay, those of you in class, have you guys, anyone of you didn't sit for the test of last week? Okay, never mind. Okay, so Zahir is here, Najati is here, Adam is online, Razi is online, Marvin, oh yeah, where's Marvin? Not in class, absent. Kishana is online, Irdina is online as well. Okay, good. So I think most of you are in class today except for Marvin. And I don't know what's wrong with you. Anyone in the same school as him? No, right? He's in St. Gabriel's. Oh yeah, you all know, he's remember his school. Okay, yeah, so Marvin is not here, everyone else is here. So nice. Okay, so welcome to the new academic year, guys. Okay, as I mentioned before, our academic year for Mastermaths, we start in November and December. So whatever that we've taught in November and December will not be retaught again. But I'm going to do a quick recap through the test itself. Okay, and then hopefully you guys, those of you who didn't join us in November, December, those of you whose first lesson is today, will get some sensing of what we did in November and December. Okay, so yeah, okay, now just some, okay, so before we start, I want to share this with you first. Okay, I think I shared with you, I can't remember whether I shared with you the previous time, but we are going to have our Dominate webinar. Okay, it's a free webinar that's going to take place this weekend. So for the primary school students, it will be tonight at 7:45 to 9:15 p.m. So if you have any primary school siblings, okay, get them to join with your parents if possible. Okay, and then this is where we will actually be sharing with you some strategies, some tips to actually excel in your studies lah. Okay, so it will be it's completely free, and then also then secondary school, right, which is for you guys, will take place tomorrow. So the webinar will take place tomorrow for you guys. Same time also, 7:45 to 9:15, and we will also be giving out this ebook. Okay, that will be given out at the end of the webinar lah. Okay, in the ebook, what's going to happen is that it's a compilation of past year questions that we've curated from past year papers, and this is going to be useful for your preparations for your WA1. Okay, so the questions and solutions are all there. Okay, all right. So for secondary school, it will be myself and Coach Irfan. For primary school, it will be Coach Irfan. Excuse me. Sorry, suddenly my throat very dry. Okay, yeah. For primary school, it will be minus me lah. All the other coaches are primary school coaches. Okay, Coach Irfan is doing both primary and secondary. Okay, yeah. So Ken, anything that you want to ask before we proceed? Okay, so as I was saying just now, we covered 2 topics, right, in November, December. You also remember the name of the topics? First topic is simultaneous equations, okay, or the linear equations, the simultaneous linear equations. What else? What's the second topic? Linear inequalities. Okay, so and I think what was tested mostly, right, during the test was the simultaneous equations. Not much on, I think there wasn't any questions on inequalities because it's only 20 marks. So yeah lah, so everything on simultaneous equations was tested. Okay, so let's go through the test paper. Those of you who, online students, those of you who didn't do the paper, right, do you guys have a copy of this paper? If you don't, can I just share with you the link to the paper? Give me a moment. This is Sec 2 G3, right? Wait. Okay, online students, if you don't have this paper, I've sent you the link to the paper. You can click on it and download it. Of course, if you have it, you don't have to download it. Okay, for those of you in class, those of you who didn't sit for the paper, I've shared with you the paper already, right? Okay, those of you who have done the paper, I've marked your work, and let me share with you the... Okay, Marvin is not here, right? Okay, Najati. Ira, can you spell your first letter with a capital? Atil, Ryan here. Zahir, Inshira, and Ryan. Okay, so I just want to share with you Zahir's score, guys. Zahir, you don't mind? I share with the class the score. Okay, Zahir did very well. He got a perfect score of 20 marks. Okay, which tells you that if you go and put in effort, you study well, this is a test paper that is not that difficult. Okay, I when I set this paper, I was telling myself, you know, I want this paper to be on the easier side. Okay, and I think it's something that you can you should have scored quite well in if you have understood the lesson lah. Okay, Ryan Farish also did well. He got 18 out of 20. Alright, so yeah, so just to share with you those students who did well. I'll be letting the admin know so that they can pass you some popular vouchers. Yeah, so for those of you who for Ryan and Zair, okay, well done, good job to you guys. Okay, Ken, yeah. So this is a topic the topic is actually not that difficult, but and this test paper is also not that difficult. Okay, when I said the paper, really, I was trying to make the paper as something that is considered on the easy side lah. Okay, so this is considered an easy paper. Okay, but huh? He didn't. Why?
No, then later we can tell him.
Oh, okay, yeah, he didn't do so well for this paper. Okay, yeah. So this is something that I wanted to mention, guys. So okay, so moving on to Sec 2 Math, right? Okay, now you guys must really reframe your thinking, guys. Okay, now Sec 1 Math, right? Sec 1 Math is about a lot about what you guys have learned in primary school, and there were a lot of Sec 1 topics that was actually just a build-up of what was taught in primary school math. Okay, now moving on to Sec 2, right? Now Sec 2 is, in my opinion, is the year whereby for math, it's the year whereby you learn actually a lot of the fundamentals of secondary school math. Okay, you are going to learn a lot of the fundamentals of your upper sec math. Okay, so please, moving on to Sec 2, right? Okay, I don't know how you guys were in Sec 1. I wasn't your Sec 1 school teacher, but you need to, if you have been playing, you've been playful, you didn't do your homework, you've not been fully engaged in class, now is the time to go and turn over a new leaf. Okay, now is the time whereby you must make sure that every lesson you attend every lesson is a lesson that you are fully engaged with, a lesson that you really understand what is being taught. Okay, because if you a lot of times when students do not take their Sec 2 math lessons seriously, okay, you will see effects, consequences in their Sec 3 and Sec 4. Okay, because in Sec 2, like I said, a lot of things that you are learning right now is the foundation to what you're going to learn in upper sec. Okay, so please take note that whatever is being taught in class, whether it's here with me or whether it's at school, right, that these are opportunities for you to really go and master the techniques. Because if you don't, okay, like I said, it's going, yeah, if you don't, you will find Sec 2 and Sec 4 a struggle. Okay, if you are good with Sec 2 and your Sec 1 math, okay, you realize that your upper sec years will be more you'll be cruising it through it as well. Okay, so yeah, so very important, please make sure that you understand. Okay, and I think for students who've been with me since last year, you know how I'm like. Okay, you know that I can be I'm very relaxed in the sense that it's okay to make mistakes in class. Okay, I'm not, you must have this thinking, guys, that I'm not here to test you, I'm not here to penalize you, I'm here to help you with your math. Okay, so don't look at me like I don't even want you to look at me as a teacher. Just look at me as somebody who wants to help you with your math. Okay, I'm not here to judge you or grade you. There's no judgments here, and I think you guys should also do the same for your friends. Okay, so if let's say your friend isn't doing well, you should support and encourage the person. Okay, not put the person down. Okay, because I really want this session to be a session whereby, you know, we can learn from each other. Okay, we push each other, so that we can, so that, you know, after this session you feel a little bit more motivated, you feel that your doubts are cleared, and yeah, you have basically less questions before class as compared to after class. Okay, so if you have any doubts, if I'm not clear, if the lesson is confusing, any of this, just let me know. Okay, I've never murdered any students, I've never injured any students. Okay, I've never physically put my hand on any students, so don't worry, you're safe. Okay, I want you guys to ask questions. I want you guys to be engaged in the discussion. Okay, so just feel free to ask questions if you need to. Can? The only time I get angry is of course if you don't do homework lah. Okay, yeah, so yeah, that's the only time where you will really see me get angry, right? I think those of you who have seen me from last year, you know that, yeah, that side of me. But yeah, please, and also please do your homework. Yeah, very important for both tuition and school. Can, guys? Online students, you okay? Can? Okay, so let's start with question 1. Now, in question 1, okay, as you can see, this is a simultaneous equations because there's x and y, and they actually mentioned that they want this to be done in using the elimination method, guys. Okay, so when they say elimination method, right, you cannot use substitution method, or you cannot use the graphical method. You must use the elimination method. Okay, now, so how do we eliminate variables? How do we eliminate x, or how do we eliminate y? Now, to do elimination, right, guys, you must always understand this concept. Very important. If I have a 6x, right? Sorry, let's look at another number. Let's say I have 5x here. To eliminate 5x, to get rid of it, what must I do?
Minus 5x.
I must minus 5x. So initially, if your 5x was positive, to get rid of that 5x, we minus 5x to make it 0. If my 5x was initially negative, then what must I do to get rid of it? Plus 5x. So this is a combination that you need to take note of. Okay? If one is positive, you need a negative. If one is negative, you need a positive. Positive 5x minus 5x is 0. Negative 5x plus 5x is 0. Okay, so this is how we do elimination. We want to get rid of it by, if it's positive, you minus. If it's minus, you plus. Okay? Now, if I want to do elimination method here, right, I realize that, okay, for my x's there, okay, one is 2x, one is 3x. Okay, for my y's, one is 5, one is a negative 2. Okay, they are not the same. So what I need to do now is I need to make one of them have the same coefficients, right? The coefficient of x here is 2. The coefficient of y here is 5, positive 5. The coefficient of x here is 3. The coefficient of my y here is negative 2. So either I make the coefficients of my x the same, or I make my coefficients of my y the same. Okay, up to you. Okay, considering that these are smaller numbers, 2 and 3, I'll use this instead. I'll make the coefficients of my x the same first. Okay, now 2 and 3, what's the lowest common multiple? 6. So let's get a 6x. Okay, so if I label this as my equation 1, right? How do I get that 2x to become 6x? Times 3. So it becomes, so I take equation 1, I times 3. Okay, so when I times 3, you must times 3 to all the terms. Okay, multiply all of the terms on the left hand side by 3, multiply all the terms on the right hand side by 3. So on the left, what will I get, Najati? 2x will become 6x. 5y will become, Sophia? Yeah. 15y, good. And 4 becomes, Inshira? 12. I'm multiplying everything by 3. Everyone okay? Good. So this is coming, yeah, so this is equation 1, this is equation 2, right? So since I got equation 1 and multiplied by 3, let's label this as a new equation. Let's label this as equation 3. Okay, and then moving on to equation 2. Okay, because remember, you want to get 6x from 3x. For Ira, for this equation, what should I do?
Times 2.
Times 2, good. So for equation 2, I times 2, and then I'll get 6x, right? What happened to my negative 2y, Ryan? Akil? This one times 2 gives me 6x. Then negative 2y becomes negative 4y. Then on the right hand side, Zai, what happens to your 25? 50. Okay, so this is how we get the third and the fourth equation. Okay, now I want to ask you guys two things. Number one, do you understand how we got those two equations, and do you understand why we want to get this? Why we multiply by 3 and multiply by 2? Can you guys understand the why and the how? Online students also, Faris, Irdina, Kishana, Razi, and Adam. Okay, can Okay, now that we have both 6x and 6x, right? Okay, this is the idea, right? The reason why we multiply by 3 to the first equation is to get the 6x here. The reason why we multiply by 2 to the second equation is to get this 6x here. Now that they are the same, okay, should I be subtracting them or should I be adding them? Both are currently positive. If I add positive with positive, what happens?
Just get 12x.
Yeah, 6x plus 6x will give us 12x, right? Is that what we want? No, you want to eliminate. You want to get rid of your x. So you want a subtraction. You want it to be 6x minus 6x. Okay, so I'll take equation 3, the top, I minus the bottom. Okay, now this is where a lot of students make careless mistakes, guys. So I want you guys to be... Okay, hold on. Let me just shift this to... Okay, this is where a lot of you make careless mistakes. So be careful there. So we are taking equation 3 minus equation 4, right? Okay, so what I want you guys to do is to just take the left-hand side for equation 3, which is 6x plus 15y. Copy that first. Okay, then you minus away the whole of your left-hand side of the equation number 4. So this one here would be 6x minus 4y. Okay, can you guys understand the left-hand side? Sophia, okay? Can, and then on the right-hand side, also the same. We take the equation 3, which is 12, minus equation 4, which is 50. All of you okay? You understand how I got this? Amar, you okay? Okay, now, so what we'll do is we'll get rid of the brackets first, so that minus 6, minus of negative, this, let's get rid of these brackets first. Okay, let's get, Amar, how do I simplify this? Negative 6x, Akil, Farish, 4y plus or minus?
Plus 4y.
Plus 4y, good. Okay, remember to change the signs, guys. So just now, we have a minus sign outside, right? So the 6x here becomes negative, and then the negative 4y here becomes positive 4y. Okay, because of the negative outside. So 12 minus 50, what's that? Ryan?
Negative 38.
Negative 38. Okay, now that we have the 6x minus 6x, this will actually eliminate your x, right? So I can cancel off my x. Okay, 6x minus 6x, they will eliminate my x. Then now we have 15y plus 4y. Najati, how many y's do we have? 19y equals to negative 38, right? So to find y, what do I do, Sophia? We divide both sides by 19. Good job. So negative 38 divided by 19 gives us negative 2. So that's your answer for y. Okay. Now I think most of you were okay, but one student, not sure whether it's Marvin. I think it's Marvin. No, it's Marvin. Let me check since I got his paper with me. Okay, for the other question, okay. Now, some students actually stop here. No, don't do that, guys. Whenever you're asked to solve simultaneous equations, you want to know the values of x and y. Okay, we've only gotten the value for y. We've not gotten the value of x. So we got to find the value of x first by substituting the value of y into one of the 4 equations that we have. Okay, so I think I'm going to substitute into equation 1 first. Okay, so to find the value of x, I'm going to substitute this into 1. Okay, so that means from equation 1, right, the 2x plus 5y, now I'm going to replace the y with negative 2. Okay, and then 2x, what's 5 times negative 2, Najati? You did bring your calculator. Sorry? Negative 10, yeah. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10 equals to 4, right? Okay, so what do I do next, Inshira? 2x equals to 6, right? 6, you sure? I know you like 6, 7, but 4 plus 10, right? So it becomes 14. So 2x is 14. X would be 7. Ken, questions to ask? Okay, so these are your answers. Y is -2 and x is 7. Okay. Okay, let's move on to question 2. Hold on guys, very important message. There will be... Okay, Ken? Okay, now, you guys okay at the elimination method? Okay, so elimination method, you want to get rid of your x or y. So first thing we did was we make them the same. Okay, 6x, 6x. Now, in this case, the reason why we do a subtraction is because they are both positive 6x. If I were to add them up, 6x won't be eliminated. In fact, they become 12x. So to get rid of it, I must do a subtraction. Either you take 3 minus 4 or equation 4 minus equation 3 also can. Okay, all good? Okay, now moving on to question number 2, guys. Now in question number 2, it is specified that they want it to be done using the substitution method. So you cannot use elimination method. Okay, if they specify means you got to use the method that is prescribed in the question. Okay, now what if the question never say anything? They just say solve the simultaneous equations.
Then you can use either substitution.
Then up to you. You want to use substitution, go ahead. You want to use elimination, go ahead. As long as it's correct, it's fine. Okay, so most of the time the questions don't specify. Okay, the reason I specify here is I want you guys to make sure that you know both methods lah. Okay, now in the substitution method, what's the objective, guys? What should I always do first in the substitution method?
Make one coefficient the subject.
Make either x or y the subject first from one of the equations there. Okay, now which one do you think is easiest to make the subject? And which equation? Okay, there's first equation and second equation, right? So there's equation number 1 and then equation number 2. Now, correct? Now which equation do I use to and which one should I make the subject, x or y?
1x.
I'm hearing equation 1
X.
and I'm hearing x, right, as a subject. Why? Because it's very easy, right? This is already 1x, guys. If I just bring this to the right, then you already have x as a subject. Okay, so this is the easiest one to use. Okay, right, so let's do that. Let's from equation 1. Okay, let's make x a subject by getting rid of that y over 3. So 3 minus y over 3. Okay, so let's label this as equation number 3. Now this equation number 3 and equation number 1, they're actually the same. So this was taken from here, right? So these two equations are actually the same. Okay, so I cannot substitute back into the same equation. I got to replace it into the second equation here. Okay, now I'm not so sure that you guys realize that this x over 2, right, is a fraction. And if I were to and in my x there, right, there's another fraction in the y over 3 first. Okay, now I'm not so sure if you guys would want to sub in straight away, or another option, right, is to actually multiply by 2 to get rid of the fractions first. Okay, but let's say you didn't see it and you substitute in. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, I'm going to substitute 3 into 2. Okay, so the x that we had earlier will now be replaced by 3 minus y over 3, right? You guys understand what I did there? Okay, I replace in equation 2, okay, the x here that I had originally is now being replaced with this 3 minus y over 3. Okay, substitution is just another word for replacement. Okay, now what do you see after doing the substitution? You have a fraction in a fraction. So what I would do is I will get rid of the big fraction first. How do I go about doing that? Correct, it's over 2, correct? Over 2 means divide by 2. Okay guys, listen up. Over 2 means divide by 2, right? So Ryan is right. To get rid of that over 2, we multiply by 2. Okay, no, don't just multiply by 2 to this one. When you multiply by 2 to the left means you must multiply 2 to this. You must multiply 2 to this. You must multiply 2 to the right hand side as well. Okay, so on the left hand side, when I multiply by 2, okay, you guys see what happens when I multiply by 2. This one gets multiplied by 2. This one gets multiplied by 2. Okay, let me put in some space. Okay, everything gets multiplied by 2, right? Right hand side also gets multiplied by 2. Okay, so what happens to these 2 and these 2 here, guys? Okay, I need your attention now, okay? Yeah, what happens to these 2 and these 2?
Cancel off each other.
They cancel off each other, right? So these 2 and these 2 cancel off, which leaves me with just the 3 minus, leaves me with just 3 minus y over 3. Because the 2 and the 2 gets cancelled off. Okay, now what happens to this one here? The 2y times 2. This one becomes 4y. Okay, and on the right hand side, I should get 16, 8 times 2. Okay, you guys understand how I got this? Okay, so we can actually go and group your y terms together. Do you all know how to simplify this? What do I press on the calculator? Okay, maybe we don't hear from Ryan, unless some of you. Ira, what should we do here? The minus y over 3 minus 4y, how to simplify this? You don't have to do that. Okay, it's of course Ira suggested multiply everything by 3. Honestly, you don't have to do that, guys. We can actually simplify this. Okay, now what's minus y over 3? This is actually minus 1 over 3y. Okay, for those of you who are not aware, minus y over 3 is actually minus 1 over 3y. Just like how, if let's say I have y over 2, what does this mean? How many y? Half y, right? 1 over 2y. Okay, negative y over 3 means negative 1/3 y. So to simplify this part here, right, you can actually just use your calculator. Minus 1 over 3 minus 4. What do we get? Minus 1 over 3 minus 4. Minus 4 and 1/3, right? Which is actually minus, normally we write coefficients as improper fractions. So minus 4 and 1/3 would be minus 13 over 3y, yes. And of course, the 3 that I have on the left, I can bring it to the right, right? Or I can, in other words, I'm subtracting 3 on both sides. So minus 13 over 3y equals to, on the right hand side, Najati, what will I get? Sorry? Sorry? Wait, why? How do we get rid of this 3? Times? If I times means I must times to everything also, you know. How do we get rid of that that 3? Minus 3, right? Yeah, you must be very clear on what you need to do, guys. Okay, at this step, you must at this is actually this is part of your sec 1 solving of equations. And so I just realized also, I was talking to some of the primary school coaches, that this is actually, you all actually did some simple solving of equations in primary 6, right? Yeah, so yeah, you must know this. Okay, so this 3, when you bring over to the other side, you're actually subtracting 3 on both sides. So what do we have on the right hand side, Najati? 13. Yeah. Okay, now how do I then get rid of that negative 13 over 3? Sophia? How do I just keep it as, how do I get just y? How do I get rid of that negative 13 over 3 on the left? Divide by? This is a product, right? Negative 13 over 3 times y. So, or y times negative 13 over 3. So, if this is a times, to get rid of it, we divide. Just like how if I have 2y equals to 5, to get rid of the 2, I divide by 2, right? Both sides, yeah. So, same thing. So in this case, we take 13, we divide by this, what do you get? -3. Okay. Okay, so every time when you want to do, when you're asking yourself, how do I get rid of that coefficient, or how do I get rid of that constant? Ask yourself, what is this? Like, this is a addition of 3 plus 3, so I minus 3. In this case, this is a -13/3 times y, so we divide by -13/3. Okay? So do I stop here? Marvin, stop here by the way. Okay, so we should, yeah, you shouldn't stop here. You must go and find your x, right? You've gotten your y, so go and find your x. Huh? Yeah, go and find your x. So how do I, which is the easiest? Okay, now we got 3 equations, guys. Which equation makes it most convenient? Okay, now, I mean, it's not because of the fact that we are lazy to do a lot of working. Actually, you should be lazy, okay? You should be, I mean, let me correct myself. You should be lazy to do unnecessary work. Okay, which means that you must work smart. Okay, which also helps you in exams, guys, because if you work smart, you work faster. In exams, you waste less time. Correct or not? Because you got only 30 minutes to complete this paper. If you do unnecessary, you spend unnecessary time here, you're taking time from the other questions. Okay, so what's the most convenient way to get x? Right, Akil? Sub into where? Sub into 1? There's a faster way. Equation 3 lah, because you already have x as a subject, what? You sub in your y with whatever value you have, then you get your value of x straight away. Yeah, okay, please work smart. Okay, don't work unnecessarily hard if you have a choice. Okay, -3/3. Okay, so what is this? Amar, what's the answer for x? Huh? Why -3? 3 minus... Yes. This is -1, right? And 3 minus -1 is 4. 3 plus 1. Okay, so y is -3, x is 4. All good? Questions to ask? Can? Okay, let's move on to the next one, question 3. Okay, can so guys, you guys okay with the substitution method and elimination method? So in the substitution method, what we do is we want to make x or y your subject. Okay, based on what we observe, it was easiest to make x the subject from equation 1, right? Because it's already 1x. Okay, yep. And then from there, once you do the substitution, okay, the reason why we do substitution is to get rid of that x, so no more x. Everything is in terms of y, and this is an equation that you can solve. All good? Okay. Let's move on to question 3. Now, in question 3, we are given a parallelogram. Quick recap. What's a parallelogram? Amar, what's a parallelogram? Huh? Slanted rectangle. I heard. I pretend I never hear only. I roll my eyes back 360 degrees. Yeah, it's a shape with a parallelogram is a 4-sided figure. It has 2 pairs of parallel sides. So this side parallel, that's one. This side and this side are parallel, right? So apart from the fact that opposite sides are parallel, what else do you need to know? Najati. Sorry? The sides? So what do you say again? I can't hear you. The sides of a rectangle? The sides are slanted, yes. But what do we know about the sides apart from the fact they are slanted? Yeah, I can see that they are slanted, but yeah. So what does it? What does it? Tell me about the sides. What do we know about the sides apart from the fact that they're parallel? Like your friend mentioned already. Same length, right? Opposite sides have the same length. So this is the same as this, and this is the same as this. Okay, so the question says by forming two equations. Okay, how do we get our two equations? By equating your lengths, by equating your breadths. Okay, so let's equate our lengths first. Okay, the top and the bottom. So we know that 2x plus y plus 2 is equivalent to 3x minus y plus 19, right? Correct, I'm equating the sides, the lengths. Okay, this length equals to this length. That's how I get my first equation. Okay, now, can I simplify this? What should I do to simplify this? Ira, how do I simplify this? Yeah,
The wife. I don't know. Something about the wife.
Faris, what do you want to try? Faris, you there? How do I simplify this, Faris? What should I do?
Uh, you make the value of x the same.
Sorry? No, I want to simplify this equation first. How do I simplify this equation? Irdina, how do I simplify this equation, Irdina?
You bring over +2 to the other side.
Doesn't matter actually the plus 2. What's more important is, what should I do, guys? In this, how do I make this equation simpler? Yes.
Just move the x and y to the left and the numbers without the x and y to the right.
Okay, what I want to do is, what do you see in this equation? There are several x's, right?
Yeah.
And there are several y's, right? To make it simpler, what should I do? What's this?
Move them all to the left.
Group all the x terms on one side, group all the y terms on one side. Like put the x together, combine your x's, simplify your x's, simplify your y's. Sorry? There's no brackets there. It's already expanded. Yeah, expand is when you have brackets. Let's say I have 3, then x plus 1, I expand. Okay, get rid of the brackets. But yeah, what you want to do, this is called simplify. Okay, there are a few x terms, right? So simplify your x terms, simplify your y terms. Now, guys, please don't sit down there like you're watching Netflix. I know I look good enough to appear on Netflix for maybe some of the other new upcoming series. Okay, I'll see whatever audition I can go, I go. Okay, but what I'm trying to say is that please sit down there and engage yourself. Some of you are sitting down there like watching cinema, like that, watching Netflix, and then just chilling without anything going through your mind. Okay, I can tell whether you're thinking you are with me or not. Please. Okay, please engage yourself with whatever I'm doing here. So what should I do? What should I do? How should I group my x terms together?
2x minus 3x.
Good, 2x minus 3x, right? Bring my x to the right. Bring my x to the left. And then what else? Najati. Okay, sorry. You mentioned 2y? So what should I do? Like you wanna put it on the left or right? Okay, so how should you do, like if I want it to be on the left? Plus y. Plus y, good. Okay, so I'm bringing the y's to the left. Then on the right, what should I do, Amar? Minus 2 plus 19, good. Okay, can somebody help me to simplify the x? Kishana, what do I have for my x on the left hand side?
Negative x.
Negative x, good. Razi, what will happen to my y?
Positive y.
Sorry?
Y.
Wife? I'm not asking you how many wife you have. I know you don't have wife. If you have wife in your, that's weird. What, Razi? What am I talking about?
You say how many y?
Yeah, how many wife?
Got 2.
Plus 2 or minus 2?
Plus 2.
plus 2y equals to, on the right hand side I have Zuan. Zuan? 19 minus 2 is? 17. So this is the simplified equation, right? So this will be one equation. Okay, this is I got this equation. How do we get this equation, guys? By equating the two lengths. Okay, and that's how we, after simplifying, this is what we get. Okay, so go and simplify as much as you can until you cannot simplify. So this equation number 1 is as simplified as it gets. Okay, now I need a second equation. How do I get my second equation, Adam? Okay, why do I need two equations, guys? Why must go and bother to find two equations in the first place?
Because the question asks you to solve. I found two equations.
Okay, question also asked me to find two equations, right? But why do we need to find two equations? Because got two unknowns. Okay, got two unknowns there, must have two equations. So one equation we've already found. How do I get my second equation, Adam? Adam, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, how do we get the first equation? How do we come up with this? What did we do just now? I just shared, guys. I need you guys to be paying attention now. Whether you're online or in class, please pay attention. Okay, yeah. I don't get angry typically if you ask me questions, but when I ask you questions, something that I just shared with you just now, you cannot explain means you're not paying attention. That's where I get angry. Adam, how did we get this equation here, Adam?
You simplify.
My question is how. I'm not asking you what do I do with this equation. How did I get this equation? How? Macam mana? How? I just shared, only pay attention. I equated the two side lengths. That's how I get this equation here. So how do I get my second equation? Equate the two breadths. Please pay attention, guys. If I catch you guys not paying attention again, your parents will be the first thing will be notified first. Okay, please pay attention. Don't sit down there like as though you're watching Netflix. Like I said, I might look good enough to be on Netflix. Okay, but that's besides the point. I want you guys to pay attention. Okay, and make sure you're following. This is not a series that you come every week and you come and watch for 1.5 hours. Next week watch another series, episode 1, episode 2. Okay, so we equate now the two breadths, the 2y minus 1 with x plus 5 plus y. Okay, how do I simplify this? Adam, simplify this for me.
2y minus 8.
Adam, we're waiting for you. 2y what?
2y minus y. Then
Please follow the lesson. If you have followed just now, you understand what we were doing. You didn't know, can you help us to proceed? What do we do from here?
Minus x.
Sorry?
Minus x
Minus x
equals to 5 plus 1.
5 plus 1. Good. So what Dina did was to bring all the x and y terms to the left, and then all the constants, all the numbers we bring to the right. Okay, so this will give us y minus x equals to 6. Okay, can? Right, so this is something that, yeah, so this is good. This is how we get our second equation. Please pay attention, guys. There's, like I said, I mean, it's up to you. At the end of the day, you guys are sitting for your exams, not me. Okay, my name is not going to be accompanied on your exam paper. You guys sit for your exams, you guys sit for your national exams next year, not next 2 years. Okay, so I'm not bearing the consequences. I'm only trying to help you here. Okay, so if you wanna treat this like a Netflix episode, up to you. Okay, now so once we have these two equations here, what do we do next? Okay, I want you guys to observe the two equations that we have here and ask yourself, what is the most convenient way to solve this? Do I use the substitution method or do I use the elimination method? Now think about this. Okay, look at the two equations first. Look carefully and ask yourself what is the method that is easiest to do here? Elimination. Why? Why do you say it's elimination? Well done, huh? Okay, do you notice that both of the two equations have negative x, negative x? Okay, so we just have, they both have negative x, right? So this one makes it easy for us to go and get rid of the x. So we will use the elimination method. Okay, but they are both negative, guys. If I were to add them up, will my x get eliminated? No, right? One needs to be positive, right? So again, in this case, there's a need for a change of sign. So it's up to you. You can take equation 1 minus equation 2 or equation 2 minus equation 1. Okay, so I'm going to take equation 1. Okay, minus equation 2. Okay, you all know why minus, right? Why minus? Najati, why do we minus? Pay attention, Najati. The x's here are negative, negative. They have the same sign. When remember to get rid of to eliminate x or y, it must be minus x plus x or x minus x. One must be positive, one must be negative. They both cannot be negative. So that's why we minus, because when I minus this one of them, this one here is going to change sign, right? So that's the reason why we minus and we don't add. Okay, so again, you must do the left hand side. Okay, write down whatever you have on the left hand side, which is the minus x plus 2y. Okay, and then sorry, this one don't have to be in brackets. The right hand side, okay, what should I have on the right, Ryan, Akil? Good. Okay, another thing I want to mention is that if you're doing subtraction, as I said before, if it's a minus, right, please make sure that the whole expression is written with brackets. Okay, so let's expand the brackets. Ira, what do I get if after expanding the brackets? Plus x equals to the right hand side. Razi, what do I get?
Uh, 2x plus,
Right hand side, right hand side. What's the right hand side?
oh, you get, which was 11.
Okay, left hand side. Can I get somebody of you to tell me simplify? Akil, simplify the left hand side for me. What do we get?
2y minus y.
Which is
Y.
y.
Y equal 11.
Correct. The minus x and the plus x will disappear, right? So that y equals to 11. Correct. Good. So I found out my y. I need to find out my x. Which equation should I substitute? Let's ask Sophia. Sophia, what do I do with this value of y? Sub into where? 1. Okay. Can. Okay. Wouldn't it be easier if you sub into 2? Why 2 is easier? Yeah, no need to times 2, right? Yeah, it's because it's only one y. Yeah, so putting into 2 is easier. Okay, so I'm going to substitute this into 2. Okay, which means that now my y is being replaced with 11. Okay, help me with this, Faris. What should I do next, Faris?
Mm. You
I want to solve for this, right? I must get rid of the 11, right? How do I get rid of 11?
11 minus 6.
Okay, wait. You want to get rid of the 11, right? How do we get rid of the 11? Is this 11 positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive, right? So if it's a positive 11, what must I do to get rid of this positive 11?
Minus 11.
Minus 11. Okay, look at it like that. Don't just think of bringing things left and right. Your signs will go haywire if you do that. Okay, to get rid of this 11 is a positive 11. I get rid of it by subtracting 11 on both sides. So on the right hand side, what should I put?
Right hand. 11 minus 6.
Bro, to get rid of the 11, you are subtracting 11, right? Means on the left, you minus 11. On the right, whatever you do to the left, you do to the right.
6 minus 11.
It must be minus 11 on the left. Whatever you do to the left, do to the right as well. Okay, if you minus 11 on the left, you minus 11 on the right. Okay, so negative x is equals to,
6 minus 11.
which is
Negative 5.
negative 5. So if negative x is negative 5, x is?
5.
Okay, good. All done. Okay, so this is how we do it. Okay, some of you are still very very poor in your solving of equations. You must get it right. Linear equations. We're gonna learn quadratic equations after this. Okay, so please go and get your linear equations correct. Yes. When you have power 2, like x squared already. Okay, so this is linear. You must know your linear equations, moving things left and right, getting rid of this. You must be good at it. Okay. If not, please go and practice more questions on your linear equations. Go and take out your Sec 1 book. You all haven't thrown your Sec 1 math book, right? I hope you didn't. Okay, please please go and keep your Sec 1 notes because your O-level stuff later when you do your national exams at Sec 4, everything from Sec 1, Sec 2 is going to be tested as well. So don't throw them away. Everything for math. Your other subjects are not going to be tested, but math is 4 years of syllabus. Okay, guys? Okay, now moving on to part B. So now that we know what is x and y, you can find your length and your breadth, right? Okay, again, guys, what's the smartest way to find your length and your breadth? Let's talk about the breadth first. Where do I substitute? Do I substitute into the left or the right? Left, right, only one variable. So go and find your length. Okay, those of you who didn't get this right, go and find your length. Sorry, go and find your breadth. Then find your length as well. Okay, for length, I think it doesn't matter which one you use. Both got x and y. Okay, find your length, find your breadth, find your perimeter, guys. Can I give you guys 2 minutes to do this? Okay, use the x and y that we found just now. Find your length, find your breadth. You find perimeter already? Okay, nice. We got it right, is it this question? Okay, good. Adam, what's your length that you got?
My length. The top or bottom?
Does it make a difference?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. 23 cm.
20?
3.
23? Are you sure?
Wait, I check back.
Actually, you're right. It's 23. You're right. Good. Yeah.
That's confusing.
You're gonna say?
Yeah.
The length is 23, right? Yeah.
23.
What's your breadth? Razi, what's your breadth? Razi, what's your breadth? Oh, Razi, what's your breadth? Razi disappeared. Faris, what's your breadth?
21.
Sorry?
21.
21. Yeah, I got 21. You got the same as them? Yeah. So your perimeter should be? Okay, if you done it correctly, what's your perimeter, guys? 88, 88 centimeters. Can? Okay, it's 11:47 right now, guys. Let's go for a 5 minutes break. I'll see you guys at 11:53. Okay, let's go for a short 5 minutes break, and we'll resume with the last question at 11:53. Okay?
Maria. Want to check settings for WhatsApp. Check settings for WhatsApp. I want to see if I can fix why it's always like creaking.
Yeah, I'm actually sure.
Check settings. If what I'm trying to do is this.
Okay guys, let's get back to our lesson. Online students, are you guys back? Those of you in class, can you guys put your phones away? Put it in the deepest corner of your bag. Okay, welcome back Adam. Irdina, are you there? Razi, are you there? Faris, welcome back. Kishana, are you there? Irdina, are you there? Welcome back Kishana, welcome back Razi. Irdina, are you there? Okay guys, let's move on to question number 4. Now question number 4 is basically a graph question that involves the simultaneous equations lah. Okay, so let's do the first part. Now they want us to find B, right? And some of you got your B wrong, quite disappointing. This is not difficult, okay? So to find B, what we need to do is, how do we find B, guys? How do we find B? Amar, how to find B? Correct. B happens when x is 0, correct? When x is 0, then y will be b. Right? So you sub x equals to 0 inside, and then that's how you find your b. So we replace your x with 0, okay, and then we find your y. Okay, you can actually replace your y with b also. Okay, so you can replace your x with 0 and y with b. That's what we see here. X is 0 and y is b, right? And this will give you negative 3. Okay, now I saw one of your work student, you made a mistake because you say that 2 times 0 is 2. What is anything times 0, guys? 0. So it's just negative b is negative 3, right? So b must be 3. Okay, so that's your answer for part A. B is 3. Okay, now once you have those 3 coordinates there, okay, then to draw the line, right, you need to plot them out. Okay, so negative 3, negative 3, this one here. Okay, x is negative 3, y is negative 3. That means it's here. That's the first set of coordinates, right? What's the second coordinates? 0, 3, right? 0, 3 is here. You use a pencil, by the way. And then the last one is what? 2, 7. 2, 7 is here. Okay, now a few things guys, when you want to draw on the graph paper, make sure your pencil is sharp. Okay, I highly recommend, okay, when you want to draw nice graphs, right, I highly recommend mechanical pencil. Okay, Okay, but if you cannot, if you don't want mechanical pencil, some people just allergic to it. I'm joking, but some of you just allergic to mechanical pencil. Okay, I don't know why some students I ask you go and buy mechanical pencil. It's not that expensive, right? Anyway, $1 plus can get, right? Yeah, yeah, and okay, and then use a sharp pencil. Now, number two, you must make sure that you use a ruler and make sure that all your line, right, passes through all your 3 points. Okay, some of you I penalize because your line doesn't pass through all your points. Okay, hold on, let me just draw this one more time. Okay. Okay, so it must be done using a pencil, a sharp pencil, mechanical pencil preferably, and it must pass through all the 3 points that you plotted out just now. You wanted to ask me something? Yeah.
Yeah, good. But then I don't want to use mechanical pencil because like it'll break easily the lens.
Don't use so don't push so much. Just use a short. You just open just about 1 or 2 presses, then yeah. And then draw it
But
lightly.
then if I use like a thin pencil anyway, how the teachers, how the markers see the line?
It's I show you what's a good line to draw. Can I see yours? Yeah, this is good. This is a fine line, and this is fine, good enough. It's dark enough. You use a mechanical pencil? No. Who use a mechanical pencil? I write yours is drawn well. Yours?
You see, erase this off completely because of the line I never use.
Oh, you never erase. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think it should be fine. Use like a 2B or 3B thing. Lead should be fine. I use 3B actually. Yeah. 3B. 3B is darker. Yeah.
Isn't it like harder to erase?
It's easier. The high, yeah, as you go up higher, right? 2B, 3B, anything above 2B, 3B, 4B, 5B, 6B is easier to erase. The lower ones are, the lighter ones are harder to erase. Yeah, because the darker ones are actually softer, the lead. Yeah. Yeah. You'll never do this for art, man. Yeah. Why am I teaching you all art stuff?
No, because they say when you every time you want to draw, use HB or 2D.
No, actually when we draw, you should use the softer ones, the 4B or
Then they
6B.
say when
Then you do
use
shading.
4B and 6B and do shading.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this.
Okay, maybe I should teach art also next time.
I know.
Nice.
Okay, can guys, so yeah, so make sure your pencil is sharp, make sure it passes through all the 3 points. Okay, now your pencil lead cannot be as fat as me, because you see, if it's very fat, right, you know what's going to happen?
It's inaccurate.
Yeah, it will pass through several points. Okay, I show you what happens if it's very fat. Okay, now if it's very fat, right, then, okay, this is not fat enough. Notice if it's very fat, right, notice it passes through so many points. Like, how do you going to read off the point? Correct or not? So don't do that. So make sure your lines are not fat. Your lines must be thin, not like me. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Thin like most of you guys here. Okay, yeah. You guys are fine. Okay, so yeah, cannot be fat. Right now, then so that's for part B. Now then, we are also asked to draw the graph of y equals to negative x. Right now, how to get the points? Shucks. How do I get the table for this one? Draw your own. Okay guys, so what you do is you have to draw your own, since this one will never give you a table, right? Okay, you will need again 3 sets of coordinates. So x and y. Okay, and then I will normally just use the endpoints lah. So I'll use -3, +2 as what is given in the domain, right? Because your x is from -3 to 2, right? Then the middle one, just use any number lah. I just use 0 for convenience. So what happens when x is -3? Y is? Huh? What happens when x is -3? Y is?
3.
X is 0, y is?
0.
X is +2, y is? -2. So now you plot these 3 points. -3, 3, 0, 0, 2, -2.
You put 7.
Yeah.
That's the wrong question.
I think it's a 7 times. That's a
Yeah.
I know, I'm so sick.
Okay, and then when you plot out the points there and you draw with a straight line, okay, this is your line, right? So I forgot to mention this also, guys. Can you also please label your equations, especially when you have 2 lines? Okay, so label the equation. So just now was 2y equals to negative x, right? Then the earlier one was 2x minus y equals to negative 3.
Yes.
Yeah, so go and label your equations as well. Okay, so every time when you're tasked to go and draw a straight line, make sure that you go and create a table. Okay, like the one in part C if you don't have. Okay, if they never give you the table, you create your own table for straight lines. Okay, must have 3 points is enough. Okay, technically if you think about it, to draw a straight line you just need 2 points, right? But just you need to have a third one just as a buffer. In all SCAV is always looking for the third one, okay, in exam, so that in case you make a mistake, you realize that there's a mistake there. Okay? You guys okay with the 2 lines? Sorry? Questions to ask? Okay, now once you have drawn the 2 lines, how do we use these 2 lines to help us solve the equation? Yeah, where they cut, where they intersect. Okay, the intersection would be where the solutions are. So in other words, so the reason why we are drawing the graph is we are looking for the points where the point where the lines intersect, which is that point there. So what's the x value? Are you sure? X is what? Negative 1, right?
Yes.
Okay, x is negative 1. What's your y value?
1.
1. So that will be the solutions, okay, to these equations here. So x is negative 1, y is 1. Okay, based on what you get from the intersection point just now.
But I completely forgot. Okay, habis.
Okay. All good? Questions to ask? Okay, here now. Okay, now since we got some time left, okay, we got 10 more minutes. Can I get you guys to try out? Do you have any blank pages after this? You have, right? Okay, nice. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys some extra questions to try. Okay, so here are some extra practice questions. Okay, we'll start with question 1. Okay, can you guys try this one here? So your answers that you get should be fractions. So if you get fractions for your answers, yeah, you may not be wrong. Yeah. Online students, if you're done, take down my number if you don't have, and then you guys can send me your work via WhatsApp, okay? Can I check your work? Where's your Y? But your X is correct lah. Don't forget your Y. Okay, remember to find X and Y, guys. Don't just stop at one. Experience, right? Why were you? There's something wrong with your wife. Can you check?
Both X and Y should be
Yeah, both are pregnant. So this is correct. Your X is correct. So correct your wife. Hold on. X is correct. Y is. Both negative, right?
They just, but then the answer is correct.
Yeah. For Y, no, yeah, for X is correct. Just see what is the correct, yeah. Yeah, well done. Yeah. Well done, good. Find your Y. Yeah. Okay, well done, good job. Okay, Adam, I got your work and they are both correct. Well done, good job, Adam. Kishana got your work and their answers are both correct for X and Y. Well done, Kishana, good job. Razi, Irdina and Faris waiting for your work. If you need help, also let me know. This is minus 5 tapi dah positive.
Well, she can do magic.
Not bad.
Jadi minus 5 right? Jadi this is minus 5 because it's still something. Jadi
Yes.
X is correct. Find your y.
Sure, what is 1 out of 19?
Yeah.
The answer does not like equal to the left hand side, equal to the right hand side. It doesn't like directly.
If you suck inside,
Yeah.
it should give you 3. It should be exactly 3.
Ugly is still
If you've done it correctly. Yeah.
Yes.
still my cheaper. I think I want to go back.
I'm backing up.
Irina, you okay? Faris and Razi?
Yeah, still good.
Faris, how come I don't see you writing? You done already?
I'm using a computer and then I'll send you one.
Okay.
You study for like 2-3 hours or more just to study the subject. Bagus je you do 30 minutes or 1 hour. If they know the right way.
Okay guys, a few things I want to mention, right, is this number one. Okay, don't guys listen up first. Okay, number one, please, I think I've said this to the students who joined us earlier, but this is just another announcement again. If possible, right guys, please take over from your parents the usage of the app. Okay, the control of the app. That's good. Okay, because in the app you get to see all the necessary information, all the links to the earlier lesson recordings. You get to see what's going to be what the lesson summary which we have done for the previous lesson, and you will also see instructions for homework. Okay. Now, yeah. So take over from your parents the usage of the app. It's at the moment now you don't have to download any apps. It's just through the web base, right, from the website. So it's I think quite easy lah. Okay. That's number 2. Don't forget we're having our webinar. So if you can, please attend the webinar, which is online. Yep.
Very good. The time is below, right?
Yeah, the time is 7:45 to 9:15. Alright? Sure. You need to register though. Okay, so it's free but you need to register. Please register, otherwise you won't.
Sibling doesn't attend the classes, but can.
Can. No problem, yeah. It's open to everyone, not just master math students. So if you want to share with your friends or family, go ahead.
Will this be sent out to the mass math group chat?
I'm not sure because now it's not inside. There's no WhatsApp communities anymore, right? Considering that we go to the apps, I'm not sure whether this is shared with you or not. But you can just take a photo lah to be safe. Can okay, Irina. So Irina, Faris, and Razi, right? Can you guys just stay back? I need to check on your work. The rest of you, I think. Najati, have you shared with me your work? Yeah. The X channel you shared already, right? What's your Y value? Okay, later check that. Okay, can the rest of you, I'll see you guys next week. Alright, have a good rest, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Bye bye. Irdina, Faris, and Razi, hold on for a moment. I check your work first. So, Irdina, your X is correct. Bye. Your Y, right? Irdina, you're careless. Both negative. The second last step, both are negative, right? So wouldn't Y be positive? Bye bye. Bye bye. Can Irdina? So it should be a positive 1/9. Can? Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it's. Can you check? Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Sorry. Hold on, I made a mistake somewhere. Okay, Irina, I'll see you next week, Irina. You can go. Bye-bye. Faris and Razi, show me, give me a moment.
I also speak question juga.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, 186. 189. Yeah. Let's see. We can go and do. Faris, let me check your work first. Uh, okay, well done, Faris. You did this on your own, right, Faris? Okay, can. I'll see you next week. Take care, Faris. Bye. Okay, Razi. Razi, I didn't get your work. Bye bye. Razi, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you still doing?
Yeah.
Do you have problems?
No, I still trying.
Okay. Later you send me. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We end of the session here because there's another class coming in. Okay. Bye. Assalamualaikum.